Welcome, viewers, to a new chapter of modern warfare, where everything you knew is wrong. For decades, we blindly believed that billion-dollar stealth fighters ruled the ultimate skies. Invincible iron domes and Patriot missiles stood as absolute shields against any threat. But what if a swarm of cheap, noisy, plastic drones could completely shatter that ultimate illusion? Prepare to witness the new reality, where a giant falls to a mechanized David. Since the dawn of the Jet Age, aerial dominance belonged only to the richest superpowers. Military doctrines claimed that advanced technology would guarantee absolute victory. We built massive radar networks and complex missiles, believing our skies were entirely secure. The Patriot system stood as a modern tower of defense against any flying intruder. Operators sat calmly in air-conditioned rooms, watching green radar sweeps protect their assets. It was a world where millions of dollars were spent just to intercept a single incoming target. Defense experts proudly stated that no primitive force could ever breach these heavenly arenas. High above the clouds, stealth fighter jets patrolled the atmosphere with unquestioned authority. These floating fortresses of aviation seemed invulnerable to any ground-based resistance. Global defense budgets swelled into the trillions, funding the creation of ultimate weapons. The assumption was simple: whoever controls the highest altitudes will always win the battle. Nations without massive military spending were thought to be completely defenseless from above. Generals planned future campaigns based on the undeniable supremacy of fighter squadrons. The sky was treated as an exclusive playground for those who could afford supersonic travel. According to military analysts, the era of asymmetric air combat was simply impossible. Sophisticated algorithms tracked every known object flying within hundreds of miles. We placed our ultimate faith in the microchips and sensors of our gleaming metallic guardians. This supreme confidence created a dangerous blind spot in global military strategic thinking. We were looking far too high into the stratosphere, ignoring the very ground beneath our feet. Our billion-dollar shields were designed to stop incredibly fast and highly complex missiles. They were never programmed to recognize a slow, low-flying threat built from commercial plastic. The illusion of perfect security was about to be violently and systematically dismantled. A revolution was quietly brewing in the dusty workshops of non-state militia organizations. They realized they could not defeat a modern superpower by matching their incredible wealth. Instead, they decided to change the fundamental rules of engagement using pure mathematics. Why build one invincible weapon when you can build 10,000 disposable flying bombs? The concept of the Kamikaze drone swarm was born from absolute desperation and genius. This silent preparation went completely unnoticed by the world's greatest intelligence agencies. The perfect picture of dominance was violently torn apart in September of 2019. Deep within the desert sands of Saudi Arabia, the massive oil refineries operated peacefully. These critical facilities were protected by the most advanced Western air defense systems available. Suddenly, the quiet desert night was shattered by the terrifying sound of buzzing lawnmowers. There were no stealth bombers on the radar screens. nor were there any hypersonic ballistic missiles. Instead, a coordinated flock of dark, delta-winged machines flew just a few feet above the dunes. If you were commanding this billion-dollar defense network, how would you react to a swarm of cheap plastic? They exploited the curvature of the Earth to remain completely invisible to early warning radars. By the time the alarms finally screamed, the mechanical swarm was already directly overhead. The radar operators stared at their glowing screens in a state of absolute, paralyzing terror. The multi-million-dollar Patriot batteries desperately tried to lock onto the chaotic targets. But the drones were simply too small, too slow, and too numerous for the system to process quickly. Violent explosions erupted across the shiny steel storage tanks, sending massive fireballs upward. Thick black smoke covered the sky, signaling the undisputed failure of modern military shields. This devastating strike was not carried out by an advanced military, but by a rebel militia. Half of the nation's oil production was instantly paralyzed by weapons built from basic components. The world watched in absolute shock as the vulnerability of modern infrastructure was exposed. According to official defense reports, the attackers spent less than $1 million entirely. In return, they caused billions of dollars in economic damage and strategic humiliation. The era of absolute air superiority officially died in the flames of those burning oil facilities. Military commanders around the globe realized that their defensive doctrines were completely obsolete. You cannot shoot down a swarm of 100 angry bees with a highly advanced sniper rifle. The Kamikaze drone had officially established itself as the ultimate weapon of the underdog. It was a psychological victory that terrified generals more than any nuclear weapon ever could. The illusion of technological invincibility burned brightly alongside the shattered petroleum tanks. This singular event marked a terrifying turning point in the long history of human conflict. We must now examine the dark anatomy of the machines that brought a superpower to its knees. What exactly makes these crude, inexpensive flying bombs so incredibly difficult to intercept? Let us strip away the outer shell of a Shaheed-type drone to understand its deadly engineering. Inside, you will not find any top-secret military hardware or classified aerospace components. Instead, you will find a simple two-cylinder engine, very similar to one used in a motorcycle. Its navigation system relies on commercially available GPS modules that anyone can buy online. The outer fuselage is constructed from cheap fiberglass and crude composite plastics, not titanium. Because it lacks complex metal structures, a traditional radar struggles to see its small signature. It carries a modest explosive payload, just enough to destroy a specific, highly valuable target. The true horror of this weapon lies not in its individual power, but in its overwhelming numbers. When a military launches a swarm attack, they send dozens of these drones from hidden mobile racks. They program each machine to approach the target from entirely different vectors and altitudes. This creates a mathematical nightmare for any automated air defense computer system to handle. The Patriot battery radar screen suddenly fills with dozens of incoming hostile flying objects. The system begins rapidly firing its multi-million-dollar interceptors to neutralize the threat. But every defense battery has a strict physical limit to the number of missiles it can carry. Once the launcher is completely empty, it becomes a useless block of metal until it is reloaded. The swarm tacticians know exactly how to bleed the defense systems dry before striking the heart. They sacrifice the first wave of cheap drones just to exhaust the enemy's expensive ammunition. Then the second wave flies through the exhausted defenses to deliver the final, crushing blow. Does this terrifying strategy mean the end of traditional air superiority? Share your thoughts below. This is the brutal reality of saturation strikes, where quantity possesses a quality of its own. Even if a defense system is 99% effective, a swarm of 100 guarantees a hit. And in modern strategic warfare, a single explosive hit on a power grid can cripple a city. The economic math is fundamentally broken. Shooting down a $20,000 drone is a loss. Using a $2 million interceptor missile to do so is a rapid path to financial ruin. No nation on Earth can sustain that kind of negative exchange rate in a prolonged, bitter conflict. The skies are no longer dominated by the nation with the fastest jets or the most advanced lasers. They are dominated by the force that can mass-produce the cheapest, most effective flying weapons. This paradigm shift has forced the greatest military minds to completely rewrite their battle plans. We have officially entered the unforgiving new reality of asymmetric and decentralized warfare. The power to project lethal force from the sky has been dramatically and violently democratized. You no longer need an aircraft carrier or an established air force base to besiege a wealthy nation. A hidden militia commander with a ruggedized tablet can summon a mechanical storm from the desert. We see the smoking ruins of sophisticated interceptors lying next to cheap composite propellers. This stark contrast highlights the terrifying efficiency of modern autonomous combat technologies. The future of conflict will not be decided by majestic dogfights between ace fighter pilots. It will be decided by algorithms, production quotas, and the terrifying logic of the flying swarm. As armies rush to develop laser defenses and microwave emitters, the drone continues to evolve. The race between the ultimate shield and the overwhelming mechanical swarm has only just begun. But the myth of perfect safety has been permanently shattered by the buzzing sound of the future. The ruined metal on the battlefield is just the beginning of this frightening new era. We must adapt our understanding of power and how modern wars are truly fought today. The golden age of the expensive fighter jet might soon be entirely over and forgotten. Replacing it is a massive network of autonomous and highly lethal flying machines. But to command this giant mechanical beast, you need more than just a simple radio controller. You need sophisticated software to guide hundreds of different flight paths all at once. This brings us to a truly chilling realization about the next phase of human conflict. While kamikaze drones physically destroy critical infrastructure from the sky above, another massive battle is constantly fought in complete silence and absolute secrecy. This invisible and devastating front line exists entirely inside cyberspace. The terrifying warriors of tomorrow will never wear heavy armor or carry guns. They will sit behind glowing screens, typing malicious software codes into enemy networks. A single clever line of corrupted code could easily disable a national power grid. Cyber warfare requires zero explosives, yet its destructive potential is limitless. The drone swarm proved that traditional physical defenses are now entirely vulnerable. But the silent war of the digital realm promises a level of chaos we cannot even see. The buzzing propellers in the night sky are merely a loud distraction for the real attack. As drones rewrite the rules of combat, we must ask ourselves a truly chilling and profound question. Are these cheap swarms the ultimate equalizers of war, or just a new form of absolute terror? Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into modern military history.